Hello, dear students. I hope you all are fine and you are doing your studies well. Okay, so last time we started this poem, Macavity the Mystery Cat. I did the poem reading with you and also I gave you a short introduction regarding the poem. Okay, I am quite hopeful that you have read the poem at home and you must have got some idea regarding the poem. So today I'll be taking the poem stanza by stanza, and at the same time I would be discussing some of the difficult expressions. Though trust me, this poem is not at all difficult to understand and you will enjoy the that this poem. It is about Macavity the mystery cat and why Macavity is known as the mystery cat. Okay, let's start it. Let's see the first stanza. Macavity is a mystery cat. He is called the hidden paw, for he is a master criminal who can defy the law. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair, for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. Now, here you can see certain names like Macavity's. What kind of a cat? A mystery cat. The other name is, he is called the hidden paw. Okay, so we have got two names here. The poet says that Macavity is a mystery cat and is known by the name called hidden paw. So what kind of a paw? Paw, that is the paw of the cat. Like we have palm, human beings have palm, so animals have paw. So he is known as hidden paw. What kind of a paw? Which is hidden. Now, here it is a kind of an adjectival expression which is used, that the paw is not hidden. It is basically Macavity who could not be found. Okay. Then you see that the first letters of the phrase mystery cat, I just mark over here, that mystery, then cat, then hidden and paw. Okay. This one, hidden paw. They are all in capital letter, that is M capital, C capital, H capital and P capital. They are all in capital letters, so they particularly show that they are names or they are proper names. Okay. Now, he is known as hidden paw because he is the master criminal. Why he is known as a hidden paw? Because he is the master criminal who can defy the law. That is, he can disobey the law. He can go against the rules and regulation of the law. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard and the flying squad's despair. That is, bafflement means confusion or surprise. That is, he is a sort of a surprise or amazement or confusion even for the Scotland Yard and the flying squad. Now, what are these Scotland Yard and flying squad? They are the special police services of England. Like in India, we have CBI and CID, and we have other, intelligence services like RAW, then IB, which is known as Intelligence Bureau, and they are quite interesting to go and experience. So Scotland Yard and Flying Squad, they are the special organization of London Police, or a branch of London Police which do investigations for robberies and crimes by the criminals. Now what happens that, in other words, the poet is trying to say that he is such a master criminal that he has even made the police of Scotland Yard and the Flying Squad confused, because when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity vanishes, that is found nowhere. Okay, fine. Now let's come to the next stanza number 2. Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law, he breaks the law of gravity. And when you reach the his powers of levitation would make a fakir stare, and when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. You may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air, but I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Now, what are the things we have in stanza 2, or what does the poet say in stanza 2? That again the poet repeats the word or the name Macavity. So it suggests that the police is searching for him everywhere. And according to the poet, there is no one like Macavity because he has broken every human law, that he has also gone above the law of gravity. That is, he can float in the air and he can just get vanished. He is vanished and he cannot be found anywhere. Now, Macavity's powers of levitation, that is his power of floating or his power of getting vanishing away, can even make a fakir surprised. That is, fakir means a religious man. So the religious man can also become very much surprised when he sees the power of levitation of Macavity. And after committing a crime, he vanishes away. So when anybody reaches the scene of crime, he will not be able to see Macavity anywhere. You can search him anywhere. That is, you can search him on the ground, that is the basement, below, anything, or you can search him in the air, that is, you can search him somewhere above, anywhere. So the poet tells again and again that Macavity is not to be found anywhere. It is totally useless to search for him. Okay? Now, stanza 3. Stanza 3 gives a picture of how Macavity looks. And what he says, Macavity is a ginger cat. He is very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in, his brow is deeply lined with thought, his head is highly domed. Then, his coat is dusty from neglect, his whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake, and when you think he is half asleep, he is always wide awake. Okay? Then, how Macavity looks. So the poet introduces, or the poet says that Macavity is a ginger cat. Now, here the word ginger has two connotations. One is either the color of the fur of Macavity is just like ginger. I hope everybody has seen ginger and you know the color and texture of ginger. And another meaning of ginger is that Macavity is very lively. The irony here is that though Macavity is very lively, he is tall and he is thin, but he is always seen sleeping. So one will know that if he is him, how can you say that his eyes are sunken in, that is, his eyes are deeply set. His eyebrows are always deeply lined with thought. That is, when you are thinking upon something very intensely, you have lines on your brows, or you have this frowning expression on your face. So that make him look like a villain. So his head is domed, that is, his head is round. His coat is dusty. You can see in the picture here on the left that Macavity is wearing a coat and also a hat. And there is a kind of villainous look on his face. So his coat is dusty as he does not keep himself clean at all. Okay? His whiskers are uncombed. You can see the whiskers, that is the hair on his upper lips. So his whiskers are uncombed and he keeps swaying or moving his head from one side to the another side, just like a snake. You must have observed a cat moving, that when it moves, it just moves its body from one side to the another side, and it feels from the back as if a snake is moving. So then he says, when someone would think that he is half asleep, in reality he is awake and in a complete sense. And that's why normally you have observed cats that you feel they are sleeping. That is, whenever they take a nap or a rest, you feel that they are fast asleep. But basically, cats, they have got very, very intense and deep sense. Even a small sound just make them very active. Alright? Okay. let's come to stanza number 4. That is the last stanza. The poet says, Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. For he is a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime's discovered, then Macavity is not there. That is, the poet says that there is no one like Macavity at all. That by the time we come to stanza number 4, it is totally established by the poet, or the poet wants us to believe that there is no one like Macavity. As he is a fiend, or he is an evil spirit or a demon in feline's shape, that is, in a shape of a cat. That basically we consider criminals as demons, as evils, isn't it? So he is a monster of depravity, that is, he is totally morally corrupt. He does everything wrong, or he does the wrong things. He doesn't do anything which is right or morally right. So he's totally morally corrupt, and one can find and meet him in a by street. That you can see Macavity anywhere on such places like in a by street, or you can see him in the square, that is like in a shopping mall or in a big shop. You can see him anywhere. But after his crime is discovered, he vanishes away and cannot be found. That is, after he has committed the crime, you go and search for him and you will not find Macavity anywhere. And that's why the poet says every time, Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. So you see here that T.S. Eliot is totally mesmerized with with the criminal intent of Macavity. He has made Macavity a cat, totally a criminal. Okay, now my question to you is, do you really believe that Macavity can be a master criminal? Or is it just an exaggeration of the poet? Just think upon it and let me know about this answer on the group. So tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be discussing with you the poetic devices and find out the answer to this question, whether Macavity is really a master criminal or whether it is just an imagination of the poet or exaggeration of the poet. Okay, thank you.